Hey everyone, welcome back to Trending Takes. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest events of the year, the 2024 presidential election. It's going to be a defining moment for the US, and we're going to break down the key issues and what's at stake. Now, let's talk about the big three that are on everyone's mind: the economy, healthcare, and social justice. These issues are shaping the entire race, and the candidates are positioning themselves in very distinct ways to appeal to different groups of voters. First up, the economy. Inflation, unemployment, and wage stagnation are hitting hard for a lot of Americans, and this election is going to be heavily influenced by how candidates address these concerns. Some are pushing for tax cuts to boost spending, while others are advocating for higher taxes on the wealthy to invest in infrastructure and social programs. There's also a lot of talk about creating more jobs, particularly in green energy and tech, which is a big focus for younger voters. People are looking for real, actionable solutions, especially after the pandemic's impact on the job market. Now, on to healthcare. It's one of those topics that never seems to leave the headlines, right? This time around, healthcare is even more of a hot-button issue. There's a lot of pressure to make healthcare more affordable and accessible. Some candidates are pushing for expanding Medicare or offering a public option, while others are focused on reforming private insurance to lower costs. With rising healthcare bills, especially for things like prescription drugs, a lot of voters feel this is a make-or-break issue. And let's not forget the ongoing debates about mental health services and reproductive rights, which are also key factors in this election. Finally, social justice is another massive issue in 2024. From police reform to voting rights, there are movements across the country demanding change, and politicians know that they need to address these issues head-on. A lot of this is being driven by grassroots activism, particularly among younger voters and communities of color who feel that the current system isn't working for them. Many candidates are taking a strong stance on racial equality, criminal justice reform, and economic equity, while others are focusing on national security and law enforcement. These are issues that will likely mobilize voters who might not have turned out in past elections. And that brings us to a critical point: voter turnout. This year, young voters and marginalized communities are expected to play a bigger role than ever before. We're talking about groups that have traditionally been underrepresented at the polls, but now they're becoming more politically engaged, thanks to social media and activist movements. In fact, turnout among young people and minority communities could be the deciding factor in this election, as candidates are working hard to win their votes. But let's not forget about voter suppression efforts, too. There are concerns in several states about changes to voting laws that could affect turnout, and this is something both candidates and activists are watching closely. So, if you're not already planning to vote, now is the time to get informed, register, and make sure your voice is heard. So, what does all this mean? The 2024 presidential election is more than just a political event, it's a reflection of where the country is headed. The stakes are high, and the issues we've discussed, the economy, healthcare, and social justice, are going to shape our future for years to come. That's it for today's breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments, what's the number one issue you're most concerned about in this election? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.